you ready?
Yeah, turn up the heat.
Are you ready?
Is he ready?
Oh, yeah, he's ready.
It's go time.
Ready to go beyond the scores and stats.
I love it.
Good.
Let's bring it in. It's showtime, right?
Welcome to High on Sports.
The whole deal is like some kind of crazy game.
Exclusively on MorningShowCentral.com.
Hello, and welcome to High on Sports. I'm Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
And thank you so much for joining us this evening, whether you're listening on one of the many glorious apps or on your computer. Thank you for making High on Sports a part of your evening. And remember, as always, you can call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. Email your questions or comments to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com. And as always, remember to get into the chat room. It asks for a password. You do not need to put one, and you just hit a name and hit enter, and you're immediately signed in and talking to, well, soon to be me, and Ashley,
soon to be me,
soon to be Von Erich, and soon to be Ashley, and soon to be all of us, and whoever else may be in there. Just spelled my name wrong, I think.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, I missed a letter. That's okay. You get the gist. I have enough letters of Ralphie that you can tell that's what I was aiming for. But anyways, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And you're home for all the breaking news about last night's shocking victory of Man City, 2-1.
Whoa!
To win the goal differential over Man U and win the EPL title for the first time in 44 years. Woo! Soccer mania. It's sweeping the nation. We were just talking about this. I can't decide, as far as the continental U.S. goes, who hates soccer more? Is it the Midwest or is it the South? I don't know.
Ooh.
If anyone is from the South or you live in the South, call us and let us know if you hate soccer more than the Midwest. And if you're in the Midwest, which we are, call us and let us know if you hate soccer more than the South. Again, that's 1-888-668-0742. All right, well, jam-packed show here for you tonight. So without much further ado, let's get right into things here. It is round one. Let's go. The one. Woo! All right, obvious place to start. A bit of a slow sports week, but there's a lot of stuff going on right now. NBA playoffs fully underway here. We are in the second round now. We've got in the East, Miami and Indy opened the series last night. Oh, that game was rough.
Indy, they were ahead the whole game.
Pretty much the whole game, and then once Miami lost Bosch, then they seemed to get better. I don't know. I can't. I mean, of course, yeah. Indy led Miami almost the entire game. Unfortunately, Miami led when it mattered, when the game ended.
All right.
So Miami walks away with the W. But they do lose Chris Bosch, guaranteed right now for the rest of this series. Maybe for all the playoffs, but the word is he may be able to come back if Miami advances on, which it looks like they will, unfortunately. I mean, granted, it's only one game, and it is first to four, but, I mean, here's the deal. Indy needs to win this next one. They need to take one in Miami, and then it's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Indy needs to take one from Miami. If they would have won this game, they're in beautiful shape. A great shape. They didn't. So they have to. I don't want to say it's a must-win. I can't think of a game 2 that was ever a must-win in the NBA.
But it's kind of...
It's about as close to a must-win as you can get because you are pretty much overmatched everywhere. You can't stop them. Your best player, Danny Granger, looked intimidated by LeBron James. And when your best player it looks almost scared of their best player, it's not good. It's not pretty. But, I mean, I've been a fan of Indy this season, and I think if they can take this next game, maybe we got a series here. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, they're clearly not going to win the series, but
it'd be
at
nice,
least make
though.
it. Oh yeah, it would be nice. At least make it hard on them.
It'd be nice.
Don't give them the easy.
Just knock Miami out of this, and I can sit back and really just enjoy the rest of this ride.
Pretty much.
I can really just sit back, sip on some sweet tea in the cool breeze, and just watch some basketball. You know, that's what I want, really. But now I got to be on the edge of my seat, hoping beyond all hope that the Heat don't march right on down like they're probably going to do. But we
Remember that stat I told you about?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. Well, anyways, the Browns are in second place on that stat, and then the Dolphins are on first place with that stat.
Oh, can I see that real quick? Yeah, we have. This is something we've talked about really the last 2 weeks since we put up our beautiful new. We added some enhancements to Tim Couch, our Tim Couch cutout. We've listed all of the people who have started at quarterback for the Browns, not in any particular order, but we've listed all the people that have started at quarterback for the Browns since 1999. We did include Whedon on it, which he hasn't yet. But let's be adults about this.
Yeah, it's happening.
And we wondered, have they had the most quarterbacks start a game since 1999? And the answer to that, shockingly, is no. They are in second place with 16 different people starting a quarterback for at least a game since 1999. You know who won it? Miami Dolphins, 17. Huh.
Yeah, they've had some rough times at quarterback
No,
too.
it has not been pretty there for some time.
No, not
It
since
looked
Dan
like,
Marino.
It looked like Chad Pennington was, like, all right, well, this is
Yeah.
a guy we can sort of get with for a while, but
Then he got hurt, and then
Nope.
he turned into a bust after he came back.
yep, pretty much. Pretty much. Redskins at 13. I knew the Redskins would be here. Raiders and Bucks tied with 15 each. Bills at 10. Cardinals at 12. Cardinals at 12 seems like, I guess it makes sense. I mean, I believe it. But really, when you say Cardinals, even though he wasn't there that long, I just immediately think Kurt Warner. He's the first Cardinal I think of. I mean, probably the best Cardinal. Well, Larry Fitzgerald. All right, I'll give you that one. Me. But anyways, NBA playoffs, of course, also in the East. We have Boston and Philadelphia. Boston leads the series 1-0. Kevin Garnett hitting a game winner to beat the 76ers this weekend. Do you think this one's going to be a series, or is Boston just going to sort of have their way? Boston, Philadelphia.
Oh, dude, yeah, Boston. Philly is not that good of a team. They're not a great offensive team, and
Even
Boston
though they
plays
beat
decent
Chicago,
defense.
That's Chicago
Well,
without Derrick Rose.
Derrick
Yeah.
Rose or
of course.
Joe Kim Noah, really.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was a depleted Chicago team. So
You
I
got
mean,
what,
and they
Boozer?
still barely won those, but they're never gonna beat Boston. I mean, they gave it a shot in game 1, and then Boston was like, yeah, okay, you're not winning this game, so we're just gonna take over. I mean, with Paul Pierce, Rondo, and Ray Allen, you can't.
I mean, it's just so hard, and you root for these teams because they are the underdog.
Yeah.
These teams that don't have the guy. I mean, the best player on the 76ers is Andre Iguodala. Andre Iguodala is talented, but I'm not going to put him up there with the ranks of almost anybody else in these playoffs. These the LeBrons and the Wades and the Paul Pierce's and the Rajon Rondo and stuff. And it just sucks when it's this team who's really they're winning because they're a team, because they're a unit playing together.
Yeah.
Playing basketball the way it's supposed to be played, but they don't have that guy, that X factor, that guy that's just going to say, put the weight on me and carry you. And those teams tend to fail. I mean, Pacers, their best player is Danny Granger, another guy, good talent, but he's not the guy. He's not a guy you build a team around, unfortunately. And the Pacers, that's why the Pacers and the 76ers, of all the teams left, really hold a special place for me because they're a dying breed. They're over. I mean, they're like the Pistons were when they won their championship. Where that Piston team a couple years back showed it's like you don't need a superstar. You don't need like the guy. And unfortunately now you kind of
Pretty much do. Yeah.
You do because Boston. Push comes to shove, get the ball to Rondo. That's pretty much how it works now. Get the ball to Paul Pierce even. But and then we go over to the West and Spurs and this is beautiful. This is just beautiful. Spurs and Clippers. The Clippers. They're here. And it's the second
about
round.
time.
Well, they have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea where they are or who anyone is right now.
Well, it's been like a million years.
Everyone on the Clippers is tired right now because they're like, shouldn't the season have ended a while ago? Isn't this where we just catch some Lakers games and stuff and just sort of chill? No, but the Clippers are still alive. They open their series up against the Spurs tomorrow at 9:30. And the Clippers might be the feel-good story of all this. Granted, the way they did it was the Chris Paul stuff and whatever, and I'm not even going to get into that, but it's just they really are a feel-good team right now and all this. And unfortunately, they probably won't feel that much good that much longer.
No.
The Spurs are going to do away with them.
Oh, my
I don't.
God.
It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be a sweep.
No,
But-
I mean the Clippers will probably pull one out at home, but they're
At the Lakers' home.
right though. But there's no way they can outmatch the Spurs. Even with as old as the Spurs are, they still play phenomenal basketball day in day out.
No, and they don't make any sense. The Spurs on paper, no sense whatsoever. They're so old.
They
Tim
are.
Duncan,
He had to miss a game because he's old.
DNP old. That's what it said on the box score. Did not play because he's old. It just said that.
But at the same time, being old means you've been there before. You know what you're doing. You've got the experience.
God bless Tim Duncan, though.
Yeah.
I mean, he has aged so gracefully.
Yeah.
Which is tough in the NBA for a lot of guys. Look at Allen Iverson. He said, "I ain't coming off the bench." And it's like, well, you're kind of getting pretty damn old, buddy. We can't really do much with you. But Tim Duncan has adapted to a point where he understands. He knows I'm going to play less minutes. Sometimes I'm going to DNP old. Sometimes that's just going to happen. But it's been so awesome that he's just, okay with his role on this team shrinking. He understands, really, this is Tony Parker's team now.
Yeah.
And he has just passed the ball to him so gracefully at this point. So, I mean, Tim Duncan's just all-around professional. Gotta love the guy. Except when he swept the Cavs in the finals. Then
That
I hated
hurt.
him. That son of a bitch.
That hurt.
But I'm
Made
over
me
it.
Cry.
I'm over it. I already blocked that out of my mind. The whole LeBron era, I forgot happened.
Yep. Me
I don't
too.
remember it. People always talk about, like, oh, LeBron with his old team. Who was that?
What?
Where was
I
LeBron
don't
beforehand?
recall this. Who you're
Wasn't
talking
it-
about?
Didn't he used to be a Knick? Because I thought I always heard something about him in the Knicks. Wasn't that what it was? I don't know. Speaking of the Knicks, wow. They've had a rough go of it. I just realized this the other day. Not only were they beat, by Miami in the first round and everything, and it wasn't even a contest. You look at their last really couple of decades for the Knicks. I mean, even the last few years, all Knicks fans had to look forward to was the fact that in their minds they guaranteed they were getting LeBron. When you think about it, it's like they're filling the house because they know, like, LeBron's going to play here someday. Couple of years. Yeah, he's coming. He just said to the media, he says, I'm just going to be a Knick. He said there's not even going to be, like, a decision or anything. I mean, they just convinced themselves. And then when they heard it, I remember reading all these articles when the decision happened and talking about how Knicks fans felt slighted.
Yeah, I was like,
why?
You guys, I know,
What the hell
that
did you
pissed
do?
me off. I'm like, you guys don't get to be PO'd because he didn't pick your team. I'm sorry, you're not the ones that got bent over butt-effed on national TV when he
Right?
said, I don't want to play in your city
Like,
anymore.
I'm boycotting Peyton Manning for not coming to the Browns.
Right?
Why didn't he come straight here? What an
Yeah.
asshole.
Knicks fans are dumb.
No, it's
No,
just...
New Yorkers are conceited. They
They-
think they're the best,
And I'm
awesomest
s-
people
I-
ever.
I do not buy into the fact of Madison Square Garden being the mecca of basketball. Why? Because other teams have come in and beat the crap out of your team
Right?
here?
I mean, I get it back when they were good.
Then
but
you know what? You know what? Cleveland Brown Stadium is the mecca of the NFL.
Exactly.
Because we see some of the greatest performances you can imagine there.
I mean,
of other teams tearing us up.
Eight champions.
Still.
Yeah, but when we were good in the 60s,
I'm saying right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Yeah.
Take any crappy team, and wherever they play, that's the mecca of that sport right now. The Minnesota Twins, their new Target Field, it's the mecca of baseball because of the great performances you see by other teams beating the crap out of theirs. It doesn't. That's the logic. That's why MSG is the mecca of basketball, because other teams play so well because your team has been crap for a long time. They are. I heard someone describe this this past week. The most relevant team in really all of sports. Second, maybe to Notre Dame football, where they still get the headlines, they get the marquee matchup.
Yeah,
Where don't
'cause they
miss,
used to be
where it'd
good.
be like on ABC, like the Sunday game of the week, and like freaking 3 p.m. or whatever. It's a weird time to put your game of the week, but it'd be like Knicks playing like anybody, and it'd be like the ABC game of the week. And it's like,
because they
why?
used to be good and they're not anymore, but no one can realize that they suck.
They do. And they took a pretty big gamble, and I think it's pretty much failed at this point. Is they had Amari, and then they're like, well, we'll bet everything on getting Melo as well, Now they have them. They don't work so good.
No.
Now you're screwed.
That's because they don't know how to work as a team.
No, they
They
don't.
both want to be their own player with their own team, and when you put them together, they don't know how to flow together.
I thought of an interesting question this week, and I'll ask you this right now. You're a Cavs fan.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
All right. Who would you rather have join the team this offseason? Obviously, neither one of these will or can. Carmelo Anthony or Chris Bosh? Who would you rather have join your team? If you had to pick between the two of them. You had to pick one.
Do I have to pick one?
No, you have to pick one. Chris Bosh or Carmelo Anthony?
Because Chris Bosh is overrated.
Okay.
He's really not that good.
Chris Bosh or Carmelo Anthony?
And
Pick
Carmelo
one.
Anthony's kind of a dude.
Pick one. Pick one. Pick one of them.
I mean,
There's only two. There is a right answer. I'll let you know that.
Carmelo Anthony's better. I got to go with him.
It's Chris Bosh.
Why?
It's Chris Bosh. Because Carmelo Anthony is a ball hog.
Yes,
and
that's true.
he'll put up 40 points, sure. But on 3,000 shots. I don't even know. He'll shoot well over 50% of your team's shots and score maybe 40 to 45% of the points. It doesn't break even with him. He is just a straight up ball hog. That term's been kind of stopped because that was everyone's knock against Kobe. And then once he won a ring without Shaq, people were like, okay, we're wrong. And then the term ball hog sort of just went away for a little bit in the NBA. You know, it's like no one was called a ball hog anymore. It was just like, well, that's so like grade school stuff. You know, these are like grown gentlemen. And now all of a sudden, Carmelo Anthony this season, it's just like, hey, wait, that dude's a straight up ball hog. He won't share with any of his friends. And that's why you got to go Chris Bosh. Because Chris Bosh is overrated.
That's true.
Chris Bosh is not at a level of a LeBron or a D Wade, even though that offseason they made it seem like he was. But he is a better piece of a team than
that's true.
Carmelo Anthony is.
I'll give you that one.
Right? Especially if he joined the Cavs, because we know Kyrie's number one. So you're going to do what Kyrie tells you to do. And, got him playing the low post and stuff. He's a bit of a finesse big man, but, I think the problem is the spectrum of where everyone's opinion is on Chris Bosh is fluctuated ridiculously. We thought he was just, pretty good. And then once his name started getting thrown out with, LeBron and Dwayne Wade, all of a sudden the media's like, super megastar Chris Bosh, part of the three biggest names in basketball. Now that the Heat are playing and he's getting, the least of the touches out of the three, all of a sudden the spectrum's going way down to be like, well, that dude's just garbage. He's just a piece of crap. He can't even play at all. I mean, Tristan Thompson is better right now than Chris Bosh, but I think the answer still lies somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. Chris Bosh is just, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, there's nothing more. He's pretty good. All right, now we got one last series here to mention, and I think it's the most exciting, really, of these three. Or four, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I can't count. Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Los Angeles Lakers opens tonight at 9:30.
I'm excited for this one.
But remember, you don't need to watch the beginning because the beginning doesn't matter. You can watch the end of everything in between, which is immediately following High on Sports. And then once everything in between ends, you can catch the game when it's getting to the good parts. Right? So you don't have to sit through all that boring beginning stuff. No one wants to watch that. I mean, obviously the biggest hot button issue here, Ron Artest. I'm sorry. Whoa, big slip up. Whoa, huge mistake. Meta world peace.
I'm sorry, I still call him Ron Artest. Because if you're going to bow someone in the head, you're clearly not high on peace being all peaceful. So the whole having your name Meta World Peace is kind of a contradiction. A little bit of hypocrite.
I love it, though, because
Being a
from the
hypocrite.
headlines and stuff, it's like if you were at that game, it was fans booing world peace, and it's... So actually, I believe it was in Los Angeles, and I heard someone make a point who was at the game.
That's funny.
Who said people were cheering him, and he's like, maybe they got confused and were cheering the concept of world peace, and didn't realize that it was a guy who just
bowed someone in the side of the head.
haymakered somebody in the side of the skull.
Yeah.
But and then of course when he suspended, NBA suspends world peace. I did not know David Stern had that power. I knew if he could do it, he would. He's my least favorite commissioner, but.
No,
did
Roger
not know
Goodell's
yet.
on that list for me.
I can't do the David Stern thing.
I pretty much want to karate chop Goodell in the
David
throat.
Stern just seems so smug. He just seems like he's so much smarter than everyone. People are interviewing him on TV, and it's like, so what are you going to do about the lockout? Well, the lockout, if I have to spell it out for you, you moron. And then explains it, and I don't know. It just seems like he's so much smarter than everyone else. And I saw him on a TV show once, and he said something about he said, "I'm not an American. I'm a citizen of the world." It's like, what does that mean?
Oh, that ain't. You
What
can't.
are you
can't
piece of crap?
denounce yourself as an American, David Stern. What the crap is wrong with you?
And then my number one thing I hate about David Stern is every couple of years we get that really every offseason we get that story that'll pop back up about his plans to put an entire conference in Europe, and then right after that there'll be stories about considering contracting some teams here. So talk of saying, here you go, England, here's an NBA team. And, oh, hey, Sacramento, you just don't have basketball anymore. Sorry. That's what it's going to be. I mean, and that's why I don't like David Stern.
Yeah,
not like
that
him.
makes sense.
Do not like him. He finds people all the time, nonstop. He's constantly finding people. I'm getting fined right now, and I'm not even part of the NBA.
Just because you're talking about him?
Yep. Because I'm coming just short of calling him Hitler, which I did once before, but I'm trying not to say that now. So I won't. But I hinted at it, and that's all I needed to do.
Even Hitler is rolling over in his grave.
At least Hitler took a break every once in a while. I'm just going to say that. Anyways, Lakers and Thunder, it's such a good series. So many storylines going into this. Excuse me. The best one being that the Lakers have really been the team in the West for a while now. And the Thunder have been like the little brother, It's like, they're at the kids' table. And the Lakers they're at the grown men's table eating, grown men food. And Kevin Durant's over there with his Go-Gurt and everything. And now Kevin Durant's like, I'm going to sit at this table and eat your pheasant and other grown adult foods. And I'm going to kick you out of the table. So, we'll see. And it's really, if the Thunder can get past this series, this is a whole new ballgame here. The Thunder will, if they can take the West now, they'll probably have the West for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
As far as being the most dominant
Because they're
team.
still young, so they can only get better.
And Kevin Durant, not to mention, 3-time scoring champ. 3-time scoring champ. I mean, it's the last 3 years in a row he's scored the most points in the entire NBA. Which is just insane, and he's deceiving too. His looks are deceiving. You look at him; he's kind of a lanky guy. He's tall, but he's kind of skinny. He's got power too. He can drive to the rim. He doesn't do it much, but
he can when he needs to.
The fact of the matter is, you can break down and overanalyze this and that and the other thing all you want. The fact of the matter is, he puts up points, and he puts them up better and more frequently than anyone in the game. Case in point, second place on that list though this year, Kobe Bryant. You've got the top scorer and second place squaring off against each other. Gotta love that matchup.
Oh yeah.
Gotta love that matchup. Don't quote me on this, but I believe the last time that happened was when Shaq and the Magic faced off in the finals against Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon and his Houston Rockets.
Man, that was forever ago.
Yeah, right? I was just a baby / not born. No, I was born. Yeah, no, I was definitely born. I was a baby. I was a baby. That's right.
Just a wee little baby.
Anyways, I'm dating myself now. One thing though about us being in the postseason and everything. By the way, quick side note: City of Los Angeles, congratulations! You are having a good couple of weeks here.
It's just ridiculous.
Right? I mean, the Dodgers are have the best record in MLB right now.
Yeah.
The Clippers are in the second round for the first time in God only knows how long. I mean, there's all these ridiculous stats I could list off about the Clippers, like third playoff victory in franchise history.
It was only their first Game 7 win ever.
First Game 7 win ever. I could go all day with stats that will boggle your mind about how bad the Clippers have been till this moment. But the fact of the matter is, you got Dodgers in first, you got Lakers in the second round, you got Clippers in the second round, and you've got your LA Kings in the Western Conference Finals.
And they're up 1-0.
And they're up 1-0. So right now, if you work at the Staples Center, you are having a nightmare right now. Your life is hell.
Pretty much, because they're probably working like 70 hours a week.
If you work at the Staples Center right now, you will not see your family anytime soon.
I don't even get how they're how they're able to schedule this. Because the Dodgers don't play there, but the Clippers, the Lakers, and the Kings all play in the Staples Center.
Exactly.
How do you schedule those series?
All three teams play in the Staples Center. All three teams are currently in the playoffs. They've got to schedule 3 different teams' playoff series.
That's ridiculous.
And I don't think this will happen. I want to go on the record as saying I believe the Lakers will lose and I believe the Clippers will lose. But if they both won, that means they would play each other in the Western Conference Finals. And all 7 games would be in the same place. So my idea on that, I got a theory, is instead of one day putting down the wood panels that make it yellow and purple,
and then putting in the Clipper panels,
and the next day you got to take it all off, put the red, white, and blue on there to make them Clippers, split it in half. Either go one end Lakers, one end Clippers, or split it right down the middle. So the one end says Le Clippers, and the other one says Clakers. That'd be fun. Wouldn't it? And then you can mix their celebrity super fans. On one side in his yellow and or in his like gold and purple, you have Jack Nicholson, and then dressed in red, white, and blue, you have
Billy Crystal,
Frankie Muniz, and Penny Marshall.
Well, Billy Crystal roots for the Clippers.
Billy Crystal will show up too. Yeah, but I think Penny Marshall really embodies what the Clippers are. Her and Frankie Muniz. There'd be a hot date right there. Let's start a rumor right now. Frankie Muniz and Penny Marshall pictured together at a Clippers game.
Did you ever see a picture of her and Ozzy together?
No.
They look the same.
She looks like Ozzy?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking about her right now. I kind of see it.
Just put a bandana on her. She'll look like Ozzy.
Huh.
Or picture Bret Michaels and Penny Marshall. Identical.
That's awesome. They could just switch out.
I'm intrigued by this.
They could swap lives for a day.
I'm intrigued by this.
Bret Michaels wants to see what it's like to live life as Penny Marshall for a week. I'd watch that movie. Hell yeah, I'd watch that movie. Anyways, but the good part about this part of the year right now is it's award season in the NBA. We got all the awards going on and stuff like that. I got a quick breakdown here for you. Coach of the Year announced a while ago, Greg Popovich. Well deserved. The most improved player, it's that Anderson kid from the Orlando Magic. Who cares about most improved player, really?
Right.
I don't, but good for him. But anyways, Defensive Player of the Year, Tyson Chandler. I don't really see that one. The Knicks really didn't play defense. I guess they're saying what little defense was played.
He played it by himself.
So he was just all of the defense. So, I mean, whatever. And then we got the good news, bad news. What should I start with? Good news or bad news?
Bad news first, because the good news brings us back up.
Bad news first. Most valuable player, third time in his career, LeBron James.
Bah.
And you know what? I don't like it, but it's right.
Yeah.
You can't even look at any of those 3 seasons and be like, well, he shouldn't have got it this year. No, he earned them. And it's just Cleveland. It's just one of those things. We can't really say anything about it. I mean, am I happy that he won the MVP? No. But did he deserve it?
Yes.
Yeah.
As much as it hurts me to say it, he did.
I want to argue Kevin Durant should have won it, but I can't. I mean, LeBron put up like career numbers. One career number is stupid. It's his best free throw percentage in a couple of years. It might be the best of his career. I don't know for sure. 77%. That's your best? That's the best you can do? I'm going to find, this is me as a hardcore Cleveland supporter. I got your back, Cleveland. I'm going to find the one thing to give him crap on. 77% is the best you can do for free throws? Bum. Shouldn't have earned the award. Shouldn't have earned the, wow. I was just handed a picture of Ozzy Osbourne and Penny Marshall. Wow.
Holy crap.
If they didn't put the name under them, I wouldn't know which one is which. Wow. I did pass that around. Give that to Von Erich.
Holy crap.
Von Erich, they're the same person. Oh my God.
Who is this now? Yoko Ono?
This is Penny Marshall and Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh.
The same person.
Yeah, it is the same
What if it turns out Ozzy Osbourne's been the huge Clipper fan? And he's been in all these games, and people are like, oh, look at Penny Marshall.
At that one. Okay.
All right, well, I promised good news, though. I did, and I'm a man of my word. Not official till tomorrow, but there's been reports all weekend from anybody who can file a report that it will be announced tomorrow the winner of Rookie of the Year, Kyrie Irving.
Yes.
And deservedly so, of course.
Not surprised a little bit. It was just a matter of when they were going to say it.
18 points a game. What was it, 7?
Shot the 3 better than anybody, any rookie in the league.
Yeah.
Don't forget that Rising. It's so dumb they changed the name.
Yeah,
the Rising Star Challenge.
Rookie sophomore game. What was he, 7 for
Not
7?
anymore. The rookies and the sophomores combined.
Yeah.
He didn't miss it. I think it was 8 for 8.
7 or 8.
Either way, he didn't miss a 3 at all.
Insane.
At all.
Nope.
As far as a point guard coming in, he's really the. A guy I want to compare him with a lot is Derrick Rose, because Derrick Rose, I think he's the best point guard prospect to come into the league since Derrick Rose. You John Wall fanboys can argue with me, but I just think those are two guys that John Wall's not even on their level.
Yeah.
Personally, but either way, he's already a better jump shooter than Derrick Rose is. Already. And he just showed up. This is like his first day on the job, and he's already doing this one part better than the guy that was the MVP. I don't know. Something to think about. Plus, Cavs got two new draft picks coming.
Heck yeah.
Congrats to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie-diculous. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we get back, you're going to find out what's urinating us off. We're going to talk a little bit of baseball diamond. Josh Hamilton running away with the MVP. Is it time to hit the panic button yet for our tribe? And if there's time, Columbus wants an NBA team. Should they get one? All that and much, much more. You listen to High on Sports on the MSC Radio Network.
Cocaine Energy Supplement Studio. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. Call the show toll free. 1-888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now.
Project X Show.
Driven by porn. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Right here on Morning Show Central Radio Network. Project X Show. Live on morningshowcentral.com. If you live the lifestyle, then you should arrive in style. Lifestyle Limousine Service. Whether it's dinner for two, an evening at the winery, or a night out on the town, Lifestyle Limousine provides extraordinary service. Check them out on the web. LifestyleLimousineService.com. Reserve your ride now. 330-903-0508. 330-903-0508. Lifestyle Limousine Service. And make sure you tell them Morning Show Central Radio Network sent you. Cocaine Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Beverages has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at ReduxDirect.com. That's ReduxDirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy Supplement social network, where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. By logging on to lovecocaine.com. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Rise above the clutter. Brand your identity and make a statement. Broken Fan Media. Expert video production, television and web commercials, music video, real estate tours, live concerts and events, state-of-the-art post-production, video and audio editing. Check us out on the web at brokenfanmedia.com. 434-944-0472. Broken Fan Media. The next generation of sight and sound.
If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com.
Hey, Unsigned Bands.
You are jam-packed.
Hey, Unsigned Bands. Want your music heard?
Yeah! Shoot us an email with the name of the band and the MP3 of the song.
Send it to show@morningshowcentral.com.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network
on morningshowcentral.com.
You're listening to MSC Radio Network, and like anything else on the internet, it runs on computers. Lots of computers. And you know, when you're dealing with computers, hard drives sometimes crash. That happened here at MSC, and you know what saved them? Rectify backup software. Don't believe us? Well, ask yourself this question. Are you backed up? Probably not. So don't be that guy and wait till it's too late. MSC did their research and tried tons of different backup programs and chose Rectify backup software. You know, peace of mind is priceless, and Rectify can give you and your computer system that peace of mind. Find out more at rectify.com. That's RECTIPHY.com.
Check out Uncensored Net Noise every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here. Uncensored Net Noise on morningshowcentral.com.
Having problems with your home computer or business PC? Looking to have some upgrade work completed on your computer? Have a special project in mind that may be too much for you to undertake alone? Time to call Joe the Printer Guy! Joe the Printer Guy offers a full-service hardware and software repair center at his facility to handle your PC, server, and networking needs. Let their professional service staff handle your computer needs. They offer expert service at an affordable price. Visit Joe the Printer Guy at 14035 Madison Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio. Online, joetheprinterguy.com, or give him a call at 216-651-3880. Joe the Printer Guy.
Oh my! What's that? We're coming, Little Rock. Are you ready?
Hide the wife and lock the doors. Cocaine Energy is coming.
Redux Beverages has officially announced the launch of Cocaine Energy in Little Rock, Arkansas. Look for it at your local retailer. And if they don't carry it, tell them they need to stock it. Also available online at drinkcocaine.com.
Call the show toll-free.
1-888-668-0742.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com.
User-friendly
and ready to serve.
morningshowcentral.com.
Hello, and welcome back to High on Sports. I am Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Hey, Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
best starting lineup in sports radio, period. I love this intro music.
I know.
I like the
Got that
bassy. I
Pulp
feel like I'm,
Fiction feel to
yeah, I
it.
feel like I'm James Bond, and I'm like killing Russian billionaires, evil Russian billionaires. It feels cool. It's good life.
Yeah,
It's
not the good
fun
Russian
life.
billionaires that
No,
own
not
the New
those.
Jersey Nets.
No Prokhorov. Thumbs up. Smile. Anyway, wink. Anyways, thank you so much for making High on Sports part of your evening, whether you're listening on one of the many glorious apps or on your computer. Remember, if you are on your computer and you're watching this on MSC, get to the chat. Asks for a password. You do not need to put one. Put a name, hit enter. You're immediately logged in talking to myself, Ashley Von Erich. And my name
We're all
is
there.
My name is very close to Ralphie.
It's Ralph I.
It's Ralph I. Ralph I. It's my new name. Dibs. Remember, as always, you can call the show toll free at 1-888-668-0742. Email your questions or comments to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com, and we'll read them live on the air. So you want to do all that fun stuff, interact with us, let us know what you have to say. And that's about it. Let's get right into things here. Again, we got a jam-packed second half of the show, so it is round 2. Let's go. The Deuce. Quick update. Game 2, Boston and Philly going on right now. Philly has the lead 29-28. 7:13 left in the second. So
interesting.
We'll keep you posted if there's any further developments on that. And it is time for a staple high on sports, and that is, of course, what's urinating us off. We're going to start, as we always do, with Von Erich. Von Erich, what is urinating you off on this fine Monday evening?
All right, well, I'm going to go into the world of MLB, where the higher-ups, specifically Bud Selig and other managements, they've decided to fire Shimon Das, who was the arbitrator.
I heard this.
Who overturned Ryan Braun's drug suspension.
I was just reading
now,
that.
The thing with this is he's not having any kind of argument to back himself up, because a part of the collective bargaining agreement is that management can fire him without written notice for any reason.
Oh.
And that's part of the agreement, so I guess he doesn't really have a leg to stand on. But also news that came out today was Colorado Rockies catcher Eliezer Alfonso just got his drug suspension overturned. He was supposed to serve a 100-game suspension, and they decided to overturn that, and he is available to play immediately, and got sent to the Colorado Rockies AAA affiliate down in Colorado Springs. They're not saying that this decision also had something to do with it, but they said that Ryan Braun's overturned suspension definitely had something to do with it.
Now, this guy, is this the guy who made the final decision, like your suspension's overturned? Or was this the guy who kept the pee on his desk?
Oh, this was the guy who made the final decision. It's a 3-man panel, and he is the decider.
He was
so
a
to
swing
speak.
vote.
Yes.
Right?
He's been the main arbitrator, the main honcho in charge. His vote counts the most. Since 1999, never had any issues, but MLB came out quite loudly and publicly stating that they did not agree with his decision on the Ryan Braun case, and this is the reason that he's been let go.
Interesting.
Looks like it. I mean, if I was him, I would have just suspended him. I'd rather do that than risk my job.
Right?
That is kind of bull, because then why do we have appeals?
Exactly.
Why?
If you get pissed about the decision, so you just fire him?
Yeah, you're gonna fire the guy that didn't suspend the guy.
I mean, the whole system, it's flawed in every sport. In the NFL, we've talked about this extensively. The guy you appeal to is the guy that gave you the suspension
in the first place.
So what's the point?
Yeah, there's no point.
And then you come to MLB, where at least it was like, this was kind of a shining example for fairness and justice in sports, was the fact that he appealed it and it passed, and they said, we were wrong, you're fine. But now it's like, oh, well, if someone says that, they're gone. So then it's like, you're back to square one. What the hell's the point?
Because now,
why appeal?
Yeah, anytime someone's going to appeal a suspension because they think it was wrong, and even if it was clearly wrong, the arbitrators, they're not going to suspend them, because they're like, if I overturn it, I'm going to get fired.
Right?
So, sorry, you're still suspended, dude.
Exactly. There's just no point anymore. In sports, it's at a point when if you get a suspension, you say, damn, and then you just take it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you got left. There are some situations where I do think an appeal makes sense. For example, Sean Payton, he appealed, and during the appeal process, he was allowed to continue to work. And he did not have his crap together. They still didn't know who was going to be the head coach. And then finally, of course, the idiot they select to be the head coach is also suspended for the start of the season.
Yeah,
so then there's an interim to the interim to the head coach. Stupid. The appeals process in all sports is just flawed. It is absolutely flawed. I think they should do it like a trial. Make them go to court with opposing lawyers and stuff.
A jury of their peers.
If it was a jury of their peers, no one would ever be suspended.
Right? Overturned.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. But, yeah, the appeals process in sports, it's just done. If you F up, you're suspended. Go home. That's it. All right, thank you, Von Erich. And now, Ashley, I understand you have a pretty good one here. What's urinating you off this week?
This whole Because Manchester City.
Manchester City.
They won the EPL
title.
Or the Barclays Premier League.
First time since
whatever.
1968.
So, congratulations to them. But anyways, this whole setup for soccer in Europe is completely ridiculous. Like, everyone's giving Division I football crap because they don't have a playoff system, but they still have bowl games, so we still have, like, championship games and stuff. Soccer in Europe? No. It's just when you get to the end of the season, the team with the better record wins. And granted, now, like, if it happens what happened this weekend where there's a tie, it's the team with the higher goal differential. So if you won games by more goals and the other team won all their games by, so if they won a bunch of 1-goal games and you won 2-goal games, you win. And that's how Man City won, because they had a higher goal differential. Granted, how they won the game, it was pretty cool, I guess. Because, soccer has this whole thing where they don't call timeouts. It's just another thing that irritates me off.
Timeouts
You
are
kidding
stupid.
me? Yes, someone's going to break their ankle and lay on the field for 5 minutes before you cart them off, but we're not going to stop the clock. But what we're going to do is we're going to add this thing called stoppage time, and we're just going to add that time back on. Why don't you do like any normal sport in the world and just stop the freaking clock? That would make more sense, but no. So they're in this stoppage time, and Man City's down 1-0, and they score 2 and win. So congratulations to them. But I still think the whole setup is completely ridiculous.
I came to a realization the other day. This is two things I'm going to say to what you said. One is I've decided the main reason that America has not accepted soccer, it's because of the announcing. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. I mean, we hate all the other stuff, but like there's some dumb rules in football too.
Yeah.
But it's like, we don't get upset about them because the guys announcing it are like Joe Buck on Fox and like Game of the Week, whatever, or like Al Michaels and stuff. We got these guys with a good voice and everything. But think of the sports that this country has a hard time adapting to. Viewership is way down in the NHL to a point where we almost don't even acknowledge its existence.
Yeah, unless you're
And
like
think
in
of the
the city with a big hockey team,
And they're all,
you ain't watching
it doesn't matter where. They're almost always Canadians announcing.
Yeah.
With a Canadian accent.
I don't understand what you're saying, eh?
Yeah, Martin Brodeur with the stop, eh? Pretty good right there. That's another thing.
I'm like, what?
It's the ultimate,
what are you mumbling about?
It's the ultimate, because the whole thing about Canadians being super polite, that's another reason that the hockey is just the best sport over there, because they'll they overdo it where it's like someone takes a shot at the goal and it doesn't go in, and then they'll just get all excited about it and like that's good enough.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good work there, eh? You almost got it in the net. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I can't say I get it that close, eh? Eh? Martin Brodeur, eh? That's all I got. But that's why hockey is not so many Americans are watching hockey.
Yeah.
Because we're like, what did they just say?
And like even the Americans, they're always from Massachusetts or not Massachusetts, Wisconsin or something, and hockey players from Wisconsin have a weird ass accent
Which is just lower Canada.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here.
They have a weird Canadian / kind of a little bit of American accent, and I'm just like, what are you saying to me?
And then in soccer,
I can understand a hillbilly talk more than this.
Have you ever been flipping through the channels, and even if it's just for a second, even if it's just you hear the audio as you're flipping past the channel, and it's a soccer game.
I can't stand those
You
announcers.
never hear just like, and it's Beckham with the ball, and he's got the ball, and blah, 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 whatever. It's like oh, Charlie, good touch there.
And it's
Manchester City. Manchester City makes history tonight. There'll be a Hollywood movie about this for sure. It's never like Manchester City has won for the first time in 44 years.
The only part I like about it is when a goal is scored and it was like, goal!
You have to be that excited.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if Al Michaels got that excited every time there's a touchdown? He would die of exhaustion after like 4 games into the season.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I can't do this anymore. I retire. But instead it's just touchdown Patriots. Go to work. And now they take the 7-0 lead. It's like, because people actually score in football. But in this, it's like, oh my God, what does that mean? What does it mean when the ball goes in? I've never seen it. 40 years of commentating on the sport. I've never seen a ball go in.
Thank you, Chris. What kind of a broadcasting is this? Clearly he never went to school or anything. I'm sorry, I can scream into a mic. Ah! I should get paid thousands of dollars to broadcast soccer games. Ah!
Screaming to Mike one night a week.
Right? Yelling at you about something that I got mad about.
Right? Oh, and they're Spanish too. A le cuento, Fernanda, para español, Marca dos!
Gole!
That was...
Cobra, pelota por arriba.
I mean, come on. You gotta speak words. You can't just drag a word out for 10 minutes and call it broadcasting.
This is... No, see, that audio we just heard, he had been broadcasting for 47 years. Soccer, that was the first goal he saw. He's that excited.
And he's still broadcasting the same word right now.
Yeah, it's been...
It's been 7 months, and he is still saying it. He's in a hospital right now, getting an IV drip.
The video came out in 2008. He's still saying goal.
He's still saying it. That poor man. The poor man's in a hospital right now, getting an IV drip from his dehydration because he's not stopping. I mean, it's ridiculous. And that's another thing. Another good comparison to hockey is the almost. The almost factor is good enough for people. The fact that, you know, a shot at goal and it was like everybody will get excited like, oh, that was close. Whoa, you know, like think about in baseball, someone's got like going for a ridiculous diving catch and it hits off the glove. We're not stuck on that for like 5 minutes.
No, we
like,
go, oh,
that was so close. Oh my God.
And
like,
then,
damn.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
You know?
Son of a... Damn it.
And that's all it is.
30 seconds later, we're on to the next play.
Exactly.
It's like that. You don't go 15 minutes later, you're like, oh, it was so close that one 15 minutes ago.
Here's a good question. Have you ever seen a standing ovation for almost getting a home run?
No.
We're like, that was so close. Ground rule double. Woo! Woo! Ground rule double!
There's a video right now that says best goal screen ever.
Yeah?
Oh, God.
Is it?
Yeah.
Let's find out. I'll be the judge.
La destra, eccolo il cross di testa di Coca!
That man's not announcing a goal. He's being stabbed to death in the booth.
Right?
The murderer just timed it perfectly so people would think it was excitement about the goal. Oh, my God. Jolly good touch. That's my impression of a soccer announcer. Good form from Mr. Beckham. Is it wrong that I'm incredibly happy that the United States soccer team didn't make the Olympics? The men's team, I should say.
Well,
Still got
see,
Abby Wambach and Hope Solo fighting for the ladies' title.
I'm still pro America, so
Well,
when
yeah.
they get in it, I'm like, I want to see America beat people at their own
un-American.
sport.
Exactly. We discussed this. I really, really want to see the United States win a World Cup just because we'll be like, hey, guess what? We didn't even watch it.
And we
just beat you and none of us saw it.
Yeah, nobody cares.
We beat you at your favorite
The players
thing.
themselves barely care.
It'd be like beating Tiger Woods at a round of golf. If you were just
Yeah.
hanging out with him and you're just like, yeah, I've never played in my life. Win. Well, being Tiger Woods right now, I think I have a shot. But I'm saying good Tiger. Anyways, it's just it's ridiculous. I will say one thing though. I was reading an article today that made a very good point. Comparing the EPL or European something league. Premier. Yeah, stupid. European Premier League, jolly good. The EPL to the NCAA football. And it pointed out something is the EPL does something weird that no other pro sports does. Is relegation. At the end of the year, there's let's say 20 teams, you know, in like the elite squad, and then at the end of the year, take like the 3 worst, send them down to like, you know, Division 2, and then take like the top 3 teams from like Division 2 and send them up. So I mean, it sounds dumb. For one thing, last season, not the season that just passed, but the one before it, the Cavs would have been sent down. So there's that. And
instead of us getting Kyrie Irving, we get demoted to another league.
Get demoted, yes. But
come on.
Yeah, I don't want that, obviously. But I mean, and one thing is it brought up that point in college football is it's already happening under a different disguise with conference realignment. The fact that the teams are being left to fall through the cracks, and the good teams are being brought in together to make more money. It's really protecting the big 4 conferences and letting the other ones just sort of fall where they may. Excuse me. But the idea of it in college football is not that bad because you think about it. Think of Boise State. The last few years, Boise State has been unstoppable. They've had, what, I think it's something like 4, maybe 5 losses over 4 years.
Well,
or something like
there
that.
was
Boise,
2 years where they went undefeated.
Yeah, Boise State has been insane the last couple of years, but they never came close to getting that national championship call.
Nope.
It would be talked about. It was a fun little thing to think about, but in reality, they never came close to getting a seat at the national championship table. Not even close. But you think about it. You go back to Boise State in their darker times when they were a pretty pedestrian school, and think about them. They would have been in like we'll call it Division II. They would have been in Division II. But once they started getting good, you have to fight and scrap and win your way back up to the big kids table. And when you're at the big kids table, no one can argue against you because you're there with the rest of the big kids. It's something to think about, where the idea of this underdog, a TCU, a Boise State, they wouldn't be like, well, that's all cute, but they can't play in the national championship, because they would have had to earn their way into the pool of players, or the pool of teams, I should say, that would go to the national championship. Yeah. I think it's a great idea. It would be a great idea to do something like that at the NCAA level. I mean, we'd finally be outright about it with that's what we're doing basically right now. We're just calling it a different name with the conference realignment. I mean, just have it be like we know there's only a small group of schools that even have a shot at going to the title, going to the national championship in college football the way it is right now. So have those schools be like Division I, and everybody else is down in Division II. And you got to earn your way up, because once you're up there, no one can take that away from you. No one can argue the fact that if TCU went undefeated while being in Division I, TCU would be in the national championship. Instead, you wound up with that one year when it was TCU and Boise State, in what were they in? I think they were in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah, they had to play each other.
When it's like, well, that doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. You had the two Cinderellas that people wanted to argue TCU couldn't beat a real school and Boise State couldn't beat a real school. So then you had them meet against each other.
Yeah.
So then you don't know anything at the end of it. Sure, Boise State got to hold up that pretty trophy, but at the end of the day, you're just like, well, who'd they beat? TCU. I don't know. It's ridiculous. It's something to think about. By the way, real quick, I'm about to do 3 up, 3 down, but before that, I just want to point out, though, something you said about if there was no such thing as playoffs, there's one silver lining to it. The Indians would have won the World Series in 2007, 1995, 1997. Cavs would have won back-to-back championships.
Yep.
It's just something to think about.
Yeah.
So
you know what? Maybe this soccer thing has something.
Couple of rings right now. just something to think about.
Other than that, by soccer's rules.
Other than that,
right?
Just a horrible bore of a sport.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry. You can argue it with me.
He sounds like he's being chased by Jason.
The fact of the matter is, I can't sit through and enjoy a soccer game in its entirety.
No.
All right, we're getting to the end of the show here. It's 3 up, 3 down time. Down number 3, the Atlanta Hawks owner Michael Guerin fined $35,000 for calling Kevin Garnett old and the dirtiest player in the NBA. Kevin Garnett hit the game-winning shot to beat, no, that wasn't the game where he hit the game-winning shot. But either way, Kevin Garnett led the team to victory.
Yeah, he put up like 20-something points,
he
5
said,
steals.
I want to thank the owner of the Hawks for giving me the extra gas in the tank I needed to beat you. I hope this shows just because you have money doesn't mean you can run your mouth. Anyways, down number 2, the Arkansas Razorbacks football program. 3 Arkansas football players arrested and charged with burglary for robbing dorms on campus. Who knows? It could come back to hurt the program. Although that program's hurt pretty bad with the whole Petrino thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, down number 1, Browns defensive tackle Phil Taylor, likely to miss the whole season after a pectoral injury, will need surgery. Up number 3, Kyrie Irving will be named the Rookie of the Year tomorrow.
Know it.
So, pretty much it's already happened.
Ridiculous.
Up number 2, Josh Hamilton hit 4 home runs on his way to 18 total bases, 8 RBIs, and for those of you keeping score at home, 30 fantasy points in my pocket. Gotta love it. And up number 1, you don't gotta love it. LeBron James won his 3rd MVP, joins a very, very exclusive list. Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Moses Malone, Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, Michael Jordan. Only 3-time MVPs. Something to think about. Although we did post earlier today on the High on Sports Facebook, Tim Duncan's got 3 MVPs. 3 finals MVPs.
Which, more important in my book.
Far more important. All right, well, that's going to do it for... I guess we have a caller real quick. Caller, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, man? You guys got some acoustic stuff coming up here at 8 o'clock?
Yes, we do.
Immediately following this show is everything in between with Von Erich, who has a band on tonight. What's the band in tonight?
Say Goodbye will be performing a few acoustic songs, and we'll be talking with them, hanging out from 8 to 10 p.m. right here on the MSC Radio Network.
All right.
Okay.
All right, well, there's your plug, Von Erich. So
awesome.
That's going to do it for us this week. We'll be back at brand new next week, same time, same place. A little more NBA playoffs. Maybe talk some Tribe. We'll see what happens. So for Chris, for Von Erich, for Ashley, I am Ralphie saying good night, everybody. We will see you same time, same place next Monday night at 7 on morningshowcentral.com.